One thing that I love about a lot of Sedona hikes, or at least the ones that we have been on, is that you don't have to be some world-class hiker that can do 20 plus miles in a day. A lot of them are actually quite short. Take Cathedral Rock for example. This trail is definitely on the shorter side, coming in at only about 1.3 miles round trip. But what this trail may lack in distance, it more than makes up for in elevation gain, coming in at a very respectable 774 feet. If you are planning on attempting the Cathedral Rock hike for yourself, we cannot stress enough the importance of shoes that will give you plenty of traction. Some of the rocks here are a little bit smooth and can be quite slippery at times, and we definitely don't want to see anyone get hurt on this awesome hike. This trail has rock stacks marking the way pretty much the entire way up. But one thing that's cool about Cathedral Rock is there is a bit of a choose your own adventure type of scenario in play. Some of the little rock climbs on this hike can be a little bit challenging for some people, but if you come to one that you don't feel comfortable climbing, you can usually look down about 10 to 15 feet and find an easier way up. There is one exception to this, and it is the crux of the climb, which is about halfway to the top. This is where you see a lot of people changing their minds and turning around and heading back to the car. If you wedge your feet firmly into the crack and take your time, this section isn't too bad. If you have a fear of heights, this part might be a little bit much for you. This crack and the climb immediately after are a little bit on the tall side, and we saw quite a few people that looked pretty nervous on their way up to the top. On the bright side though, after you make it through the tricky section, the rest of the way to the top is a light cardio workout with one heck of a gorgeous view. One other recommendation that we have is bringing lunch or at least a good snack with you up to the top. Not only is it gorgeous up there, but it is also the perfect picnic spot. This spot will give you a well-deserved rest and celebrate how awesome you are for making it all the way to Cathedral Rock. After one more super scenic viewpoint, we made the push up towards the end of the trail. And when we got there, I knew we were there because we saw the sign that said, the end of the trail. Once you reach the top, if you make a right, you will come to the spot where everyone takes that iconic Cathedral Rock photo. I wish we could have visited at sunset, but I bet it would be super crowded then. If you are brave enough, there are several other unique cliffs to explore at the top. This spot was kind of hidden and tucked around a corner. We pretty much had the whole place to ourselves, and it gave us a front row ticket to watch some rock climbers in action. The other viewpoint, which ended up being one of my favorites, was located on the opposite side from the Cathedral Rock photo spot. A lady told us about it while we were eating our lunch, and we knew we had to check it out. This spot involves one more steep, slippery, and tricky climb, but the payoff is well worth it in my opinion. We were pretty surprised when we reached the top of the climb because it was super windy here. It definitely caught us off guard because just around the corner at Cathedral Rock, there was hardly any wind at all. We definitely appreciated the lady's suggestion because I think this is a spot that not too many people bother to see, and it is really cool. It also gave V a chance to summon her inner mountain goat. After hanging out here for a while, we decided it was time to get back to the car so we can head off towards our next adventure. If you are not a sure-footed person, be sure to take plenty of time as you make your way down this mountain. I wouldn't wear your favorite pair of yoga pants on this hike because there were several times on the way down that the easiest way to go was sliding down on your butt. Once again, we were back at the crux section. Luckily, it seemed a little bit easier on the way down, or at least it did for me. If you are a little bit on the vertically challenged side, you might want to have the taller people go first and help you find your footing. There are some spots with blind footholds that aren't super easy to find. Or if you're super lucky like this little dog, you can just ride in a backpack on the way down. Much like it was on the way up, after you pass that crux section, it is pretty much smooth sailing the rest of the time. We always have a blast in Sedona, and we're always looking for reasons to go back. What are your favorite hikes here? Feel free to let us know in the comments below. If you enjoy our adventures, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you get notified when we make new videos. Check us out on Instagram at thatadventurelife_official, and for all the information about Cathedral Rock as well as other awesome things to do in Sedona, head on over to thatadventurelife.com.